Intro sentence. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman delves into the two systems that drive the way we think: fast, intuitive thinking, and slow, logical thinking, and explores the cognitive biases and heuristics that influence our decision-making processes, making it a profound exploration of the human mind and behavior. The Big Idea. Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, presents the central thesis that human thinking can be categorized into two systems: System 1, which operates automatically and quickly with little or no effort, and System 2, which allocates attention to the effortful mental activities that demand it. Through a series of engaging anecdotes and experiments, Kahneman reveals how these two systems shape our judgments and decisions, often leading to cognitive biases and errors. By understanding the interplay between these systems, individuals can learn to make more informed choices and improve their decision-making abilities. Extended Core Summary. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman explores the dual systems of thought that govern human decision-making: System 1, which is fast, intuitive, and emotional, and System 2, which is slower, more deliberative, and logical. Kahneman, a psychologist and Nobel laureate, draws on decades of research in cognitive psychology and behavioral economics to illustrate how these systems influence our judgments and choices. The book is divided into 5 parts. In the first part, Kahneman introduces the dichotomy between the two systems, detailing how System 1 operates automatically and effortlessly, often relying on heuristics, mental shortcuts that can lead to systematic errors. He discusses the concept of cognitive biases, such as anchoring, where individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information encountered, and availability, where people judge the frequency or likelihood of events based on how easily examples come to mind. In the second part, Kahneman delves deeper into the workings of System 1, explaining how it can lead to overconfidence and flawed decision-making. He highlights the role of framing in shaping perceptions and choices, demonstrating that the way a problem is presented can significantly affect our responses. The importance of loss aversion, where the pain of losing is felt more acutely than the pleasure of gaining, is also discussed, revealing how it influences risk assessment and decision-making in economic contexts. The third part shifts focus to System 2, where Kahneman illustrates its role in critical thinking and reasoning. He emphasizes that while System 2 can correct the errors made by System 1, it is often lazy and may not engage unless necessary. This laziness leads to reliance on intuition, which can be problematic in complex situations that require careful analysis. Kahneman discusses the importance of recognizing when to engage System 2 to avoid pitfalls in judgment. In the fourth part, the author examines the implications of these cognitive biases and systems on various domains, including economics, law, and medicine. He presents landmark studies, such as the Linda problem, which showcases the conjunction fallacy, and discusses how these biases can lead to irrational economic behaviors. Kahneman argues that understanding these biases is crucial for improving decision-making and policy formulation. Finally, in the fifth part, Kahneman reflects on the broader implications of his findings for personal understanding and societal progress. He advocates for a more informed approach to decision-making, urging individuals and institutions to recognize the limits of human intuition and the pervasive influence of cognitive biases. By acknowledging the dual nature of thought, Kahneman provides valuable insights into enhancing critical thinking and making better choices in everyday life. Full detailed summary. Thinking fast and slow begins with a clear distinction between two modes of thinking, System 1 and System 2. System 1 operates automatically, drawing on instinct and emotions, while System 2 requires conscious effort and deliberation. Kahneman sets the stage for understanding how these systems interact and affect our decision-making processes. As the book progresses, Kahneman highlights various cognitive biases that emerge from System 1's reliance on heuristics. He provides compelling examples, such as the anchoring effect, where initial information disproportionately influences subsequent judgments. This exploration of biases illustrates how intuitive thinking can lead to errors, particularly in uncertain or ambiguous situations. Kahneman then shifts to discussing the role of System 2, emphasizing its potential to correct mistakes made by System 1. However, he notes that System 2 is often reluctant to engage, leading to overconfidence in intuitive judgments. This tension between the two systems becomes a focal point for understanding human irrationality and the challenges of critical thinking. The author then examines the application of these concepts across various fields, including economics, where irrational behavior can lead to market anomalies. By integrating psychological insights with economic theory, Kahneman sheds light on why individuals often act against their best interests, highlighting the significance of loss aversion and framing effects in financial decision-making. In the conclusion, Kahneman reflects on the broader societal implications of understanding cognitive biases. He advocates for greater awareness of these biases in personal and professional contexts, urging readers to adopt strategies that mitigate their impact. By fostering a deeper understanding of human thought processes, Kahneman aims to empower individuals to make more informed decisions. Setting and context. Thinking fast and slow emerges from a rich tapestry of psychological research spanning the late 20th century into the early 21st century. Kahneman's work is rooted in the context of cognitive psychology and behavioral economics, fields that gained prominence during this period. The book reflects a growing awareness of the limitations of human rationality, influenced by economic crises and the need for better decision-making frameworks in various sectors, including finance, healthcare, and public policy. Character sketches. Daniel Kahneman, the protagonist and Nobel laureate, is motivated by a desire to understand the intricacies of human thought and behavior. He seeks to unravel the complexities of decision-making and improve societal outcomes through awareness of cognitive biases. His collaborator, Amos Tversky, shares this vision and drives much of the empirical research that underpins Kahneman's theories. Together, they confront the dominant narrative of human rationality in economics, challenging the assumptions that underpin traditional economic models. Data and evidence. Snapshot. Key studies underpinning Kahneman's arguments include the Linda problem, which illustrates the conjunction fallacy, and research demonstrating loss aversion, where losses are perceived as more significant than equivalent gains. Kahneman cites the famous Tversky and Kahneman 1974 study on framing effects, revealing how presenting choices differently alters decision outcomes. The book also references expert quotes, such as Kahneman himself stating, "Nothing in life is as important as you think it is, while you are thinking about it." The methodological approach combines experimental psychology with real-world case studies, providing a robust framework for understanding decision-making. Thematic analysis. One significant theme in Thinking Fast and Slow is the tension between intuition and rationality. Kahneman illustrates how reliance on gut feelings can lead to cognitive distortions, emphasizing the need for critical thinking to counteract these biases. Another theme is the impact of cognitive biases on economic behavior. Kahneman's work reveals how irrationalities, such as overconfidence and loss aversion, shape financial decisions, advocating for policies that consider human psychology in economic models. Lastly, the importance of self-awareness in decision-making emerges as a key theme. Kahneman encourages readers to recognize their cognitive limitations, promoting strategies that enhance critical thinking and informed choices. Critical perspectives. One major critique of Kahneman's work is the potential oversimplification of complex cognitive processes into two systems. Critics argue that the binary distinction may not adequately capture the nuances of human thought. Additionally, some psychologists question the universality of the biases discussed, suggesting that cultural factors may influence decision-making differently across populations. Critical reception and controversies. Thinking Fast and Slow received widespread acclaim for its insightful analysis of human cognition, earning praise from both academics and the general public. Critics, however, have debated the implications of Kahneman's findings, particularly regarding the applicability of cognitive biases across diverse contexts. Some have pushed back against the notion that these biases are always detrimental, suggesting that they can also facilitate quicker decision-making in everyday life. Real-world applications. 1. Decision journals. Individuals can maintain a decision journal to reflect on major choices, documenting the reasoning and outcomes to recognize patterns in their thinking and biases. Second, framing exercises. Businesses can practice framing different scenarios to assess how presentation affects team decisions, promoting awareness of cognitive biases in strategic planning. Third, bias workshops. Organizations can conduct workshops focusing on common cognitive biases, training employees to identify and mitigate these biases in their work processes. Discussion and debate questions. 1. How can individuals better recognize when to engage System 2 in their decision-making processes? 2. In what ways do cultural factors influence the presence and impact of cognitive biases? 3. Can intuitive decision-making be beneficial in certain contexts? And if so, how can we identify those situations? 4. What role should education play in teaching individuals about cognitive biases and decision-making? 5. How can policymakers incorporate insights from Thinking Fast and Slow to design better interventions for public welfare? Key takeaways. System 1 and System 2. thinking influence our decision-making processes. Cognitive biases and heuristics can lead to irrational judgments. Understanding prospect theory helps in evaluating risk preferences. Framing effects and overconfidence impact our perceptions and choices. Developing awareness of cognitive biases can lead to better decision-making. Apply this now. 1. First actionable step. Practice pausing and reflecting on your decisions to engage. System 2, thinking consciously. Second practical application. Challenge your assumptions and consider alternative perspectives before making important choices. Third, implementable strategy. Keep a decision journal to track your thought processes and identify patterns of cognitive biases. Quotes to remember. 1. The illusion that we understand the past fosters overconfidence in our ability to predict the future. 2. Laziness is built deep into our nature. 3. Nothing in life is as important as you think it is when you are thinking about it. About the author. Daniel Kahneman is a renowned psychologist and a recipient of the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences for his groundbreaking work in behavioral economics. Alongside his research partner Amos Tversky, Kahneman revolutionized the understanding of human decision-making through their studies on cognitive biases and heuristics. Kahneman's work has had a profound influence on various fields, including psychology, economics, and public policy. Other notable works by Kahneman include Judgment Under Uncertainty, Heuristics and Biases, and Choices, Values, and Frames.